book of Genesis started off with the fall of man. It's for a reason, because women are here to test us. Only a strong man can deal with a real woman. I tell you, look at me when I talk to you, nephew. This shit is real. This shit is like some real shit. You know what I mean? You can die in this shit. You can lose your mind. Women ain't no joke. Just listen what I'm saying. Women ain't no joke. You got to be a very powerful man to deal with women on this level. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that don't, I seen them come in the Bentley and leave in the bucket all the time. You know, because women, you know, if you go back to Eve, right? The first test God gave man was a woman, right? Eve, the Bible, the book of Genesis started off with the fall of man. It's for a reason, because women are here to test us. Only a strong man can deal with a real woman, because women are 7 years, first of all, more advanced than us. They got, if you 30, a woman 37 mentally, you know. And then, you know, even with marriage, you talked about marriage. When you think about a woman in marriage, you got to remember, they grew up with playing house. They grew up playing with dolls. They grew up with Barbie and Ken. So, you know what I'm saying? They had that romantic mentality. We grew up playing soccer and kickball and football and running. So we don't think about love like they think about love. You see what I'm saying? So it's, we wire different. So when you take a woman out of that element and you put it in the streets, you know what I'm saying? She's going to test you in every aspect. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of that, right? You familiar with what happened with Keke Palmer and her child's father?
Who's Keke Palmer?
She's an actress.
No, I'm not familiar.
So this is a scenario, and you can give your perspective on it.
Okay.
So she had a child with this gentleman. Now she's a popular actress, and he's more so kind of like, I think he's an actor, but he's not as big as her. So her status is here. His status is several notches lower. They have a child. Now, she has a child, and then she goes to an Usher concert. And she ends up putting on this really nice outfit. You can see through her backside. You can see her cheeks, her butt cheeks. And she ends up dancing with Usher. Her boyfriend, which is the child's father, ends up going online and criticizes her because someone tweeted a video out, and he says, but you're a mom, though, kind of like, what you're doing is inappropriate, what you're wearing is inappropriate. He would later double down and really reflect that, you know, the outfit that you chose to wear is like my concern. What are your thoughts about that in terms of, was she out of pocket or was she in the wrong for publicly, you know?
When I was coming up, if a woman wore her dress above her knee, she was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? If a woman, you know, wore tight jeans, she was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? People looked down on her, you know what I mean? She wore makeup, you know, she was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Now, everybody, you know what I'm saying, I mean, wear their dress up here. Everybody wear tight jeans, everybody wear makeup, and they not hoes. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got to be careful, but I know people that's in my organization that's professional people, you know what I'm saying, dress extremely explicit and sexy, you know, but they are professional people. They got, some of them are lawyers, some of them are judges, some of them are, you know, accountants, and you know, they got all type of exclusive jobs, you know. So I think that, you know, his boyfriend need to catch up with the time, because if you go look on Instagram, you know, you see nurses all the time shaking their ass, police officers shaking their ass, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they got civil duties, you know what I'm saying? So they supposed to be officers of the court, you know. So we see that nowadays, you know, like we talk about going from the track to the Apple Mac, or from the blacktop to the laptop, you know. That's just, you know, look at Beyonce.
Is there a way that
Cardi
that's
B,
true?
you know what I'm saying? Look at Nicki Minaj. I mean,
well, I guess it would be fair though if I was in a marriage and I put and this is his girlfriend, so I do kind of see levels to it too, personally. If this is my wife, there's different requests. If you my girlfriend, there's a, you know, maybe not as aggressive as what if you were my wife, but it made me think about, is it okay for him to have like his boundaries, his standards, to say, hey, baby, when you represent me?
well, like I said, you look at the example, my brother, you look at Beyonce. Beyonce, they just had her showing. You know what I'm saying? What's her name? Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? You look at her, it's like you watching a stripper show. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what they do. Everybody shake that ass now. You know, it's not like, you know, I mean, I think
So I would be wrong if I say, yo, baby, I don't want you wearing that.
Well, you know, a lot of that has to do with your insecurities too, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're a secure man, you want your woman to look sexy, you know what I mean? You know, you want her to, you know, as long as she's doing it for you, look sexy for me.
Yeah.
Because be honest, I ain't gonna ask you because you married, but
No, I got a girlfriend.
okay, but if a woman come through and she got that body, right? You ain't gonna lose this. You ain't gonna do this.
I mean, of course.
So
I can say that because my lady, we're good, and she.
Right. So okay, if your woman look nice, you know what I'm saying, and you can say, well, damn, you know what I'm saying, I can look at my woman, you know what I'm saying, and don't have to look at her because my woman look just as fine as she look. You know what I'm saying? My woman is just as sexy as this woman. But you gotta have security. You can't be an insecure person because those type of things make you say things that kind of strain the relationship. Because guess what? If everybody is being sexy online and this is how people get their likes, your girl, she want likes too. You know what I mean? They love when they get likes. So sometimes we don't tell them they're beautiful. We don't tell them how nice they look. So they usually get that online, and that kind of, builds their confidence.
That's an interesting perspective because you never know if she wasn't feeling that attention at home. But you're right on par. He would go on to tweet this. We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother of his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe.
And that's true, right? But go back, I go back. I'm always use an example, right? When you ever been to New Birth Church?
Maybe once or twice. Yeah.
You don't see a lot of ass and cheeks up in that mouth. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see a lot of ass and cheeks, and we talking about the house of God. You know what I'm saying? It's just the time that we live in, bro. You know what I'm saying? The way they make clothes. Women can't even buy regular clothes no more. You can't even buy baggy clothes. You got to make them your goddamn self. Everything is tight. You know what I'm saying? And they say, this is a size 8, but it's really a size 4. You know what I'm saying? They squeezing in there to get in the clothes, and you see them, and they showing all their curves. I think the only people that really, got that kind of right is the Muslims. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Women cover their whole body. I think they kind of perfected that, if that's what you want in morals.
So, one, you kind of hinting at times have changed, right?
Yeah.
One, in women, their appearance have changed, especially like the 1900s when they was wearing like big dresses and you could only see their ankles maybe. To now it is a little bit more revealing, but still it doesn't necessarily warrant a man to treat her less respectful because of how she's dressed is a conversation too.
And I get to your credit, I'm gonna tell you, it's fucking up a lot of relationships. Instagram, Boosie said this, but I said it before Boosie. Instagram is messing up a lot of relationships because when you think about it in terms of, a woman being explicit and a woman, showing her body and stuff like that, you you might be a nice looking guy, but it might be a guy a little bit nicer looking than you. You might have money, but it might have a guy more money than you, and that can cause and strain a relationship too. So a lot of women, they're online and they're not as engaging in their relationships as they should be, and being online, seeing other people being explicit and showing their body, it can, like you said, it can cause serious implications in the relationship.